Okay. Yes, sir. So can you please brief on what was covered on patch management? Amber? I see Amber got disconnected. Amber, can you hear us? Okay. Yes, Manju. So what we covered till now is once we have created the software update point, right, and synchronized the all the patches. So we've got all the updates here. Under all software updates, we have all the somewhere around 690 to 700 patches were downloaded. A metadata file has been downloaded, and these are based on our selection. We have selected Windows 7 and MS Office 2010, right? So based on that, all the critical updates, security updates, and yesterday I remember we have selected even service pack, right? So based on that, somewhere around 700 updates have been metadata file has been downloaded, right? So after that, what we did, um, we have selected few of these patches, okay, and created a software update group, right? So we have created a software. So you can see there are multiple software update groups that we have created, right? We call them May 2017 patches. For Windows and Service Pack 1, we have created a software update group, right? So there are multiple software update groups we have created. So what will happen is when you create a software update group is nothing but you're bundling the patches together, and so that you can create a deployment package out of it, and you can create a deployment package and deploy it to a collection. So typically what will happen is every patch Tuesday when Microsoft releases the patches, so you'll create one software update group for every month, and within that you can make you can create one for the servers and one for the client workstations, right? So that way what will happen is, say suppose in the month of May, Microsoft release the patches, you will have May 2017 server patches, May 2017 client patches, right? Like that you can have two. Hello, I see audio connection restored and disconnected. Manju, were you able to hear me completely, or
Yes, I am able.
there was a break?
No, no, I am able. No, I'm not. I'm able to hear you. There is no break.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Manar, are you able to hear me?
I'm able to hear you now.
Okay.
Yep. So, yeah. So every month, what we'll do is we'll create two software update groups, right? Just to give you a process overview. So one is for the servers and one is for the client OS. Now, what you are going to do, this current month's patches, right? Whatever Microsoft release, you're going to push them to the pilot collection, and the last month's patches, you're going to push it to the production collection, right? So that process we have seen by creating a software update group, then after that creating a deployment package, downloading these patches, right, onto the site server, and then distributing these patches to local DPs, right? So that's the process what we have seen. And finally what we did, once this entire process done on the client machine, the scan cycle would run. It would find what are the patches which are required and which are not required. Accordingly it would download and install. So this is the process which we have discussed and we have also seen. So if you see, for example, yesterday we created one for Windows 7 Service Pack 1. Okay, so if you open the software update group, you have this Service Pack 1, right? So just for Service Pack 1 I have created a software update group, right? And for this Service Pack 1 I've created a deployment package. See, this is the deployment package May 00018, Okay, and I have distributed to a DP. As you can see, I have distributed to DP, and I can also show you the location on the site server where we have downloaded it. Win7 SP1. Okay, so this is where we have downloaded it. Some 912 MB, right? That is Windows 7 service pack, and then we have distributed it to the Sccm server, the local DP. Okay, and we have deployed it. So if you see the deployment, right, we have deployed to all systems. Though it is Windows 7 Service Pack 1, we have deployed to all systems, right? Because we know anyways the scan cycle will run. It will check only where it is required and it will install, right? So I pushed it to all systems. In reality, you will push it to Windows 7 machines, Windows 7 production machines, right? Now, if you see the compliance, it's 100% compliant, right? And if you double click and see, it will tell you, okay, I have Windows 7 Service Pack 1, okay, and it is installed on both the machines, right? And the percentage compliance is 100, right, guys? So it has downloaded and installed. And if you see the client machine, so this was one of those client machines. If you go to the control panel, it says Service Pack was installed yesterday, right? So you can also check the software center to confirm that this Service Pack was installed from Sccm and not from internet, right? You can see the same deployment here on the client machine. Anyways, it should not be under available software because it was already installed. It should be under installed software. I don't know if it is still trying to populate, but yes, that was deployed from Sccm itself. And you can also see the monitoring reports for this particular thing.
Manor, I have got a question.
Good.
Little bit with related, yeah, little bit related with this and little bit related
Go ahead.
little outside. You may hear that there are things going on like cloud-based. So, is there any tools or any possibility where if we are utilizing a cloud-based only, the software, the patches can be downloaded from the Microsoft and tested, and from there rerouted to the machines like that. Any possibility? I'm just assuming if anything.
See, if you're asking me about the cloud-based DP, is that what you're asking me about the
Yes,
cloud-based?
yes, yes.
Okay, and what's the question? So if you have a cloud-based DP, okay.
So testing and uh, deploying possibility to the machines.
Nobody, see, if you remember my earlier session on cloud-based DP, so it is just the same distribution point functionalities what you will have here on your on-premises, the same distribution point, now we have it on a cloud, right? And it is not giving us any additional functionality other than it is available for any remote user, remote desktops or remote users who does not have a local distribution point at their location, right? So what you'll do is you'll have a cloud distribution point so that any content that you distribute here can be downloaded So if you enable certain client machines, okay, saying that, okay, your boundary, for your boundary or for your IP address range, you have to contact the cloud-based distribution point, right? You're not going to contacting the local DP, right? So that I have shown you from the client settings as well, right? So then once you distribute any content to Cloud DP and you deploy that particular content like Adobe Reader or Patch to a collection of computers, right? These computers, because they receive that deployment, they'll understand, okay, I have to download now from the Cloud DP, and they'll download and install. So that's the only functionality what the Cloud DP is giving you, just like any other normal DP. So I didn't understand the question of testing and testing the patches and bugs.
No, just like I was like trying to ask, whatever we do it here locally, everything like can be done similar way via cloud. I thought such different additional tool will be there, and where tool people will use, you know, like just to grab extra info. Ask.
I'm still failing to understand the question, buddy. But yeah, but as I told you, Cloud DP's functionality is just like any other DP. That's what a Cloud DP would do. It is only for any remote computers. I'm still failing to understand the exact question. Could you please repeat once again if you don't mind?
Mm, Actually, I'm also not getting any examples so that I can tell you what I done. Fine, no problem. You can just continue.
Okay, you can have an offline discussion. Maybe offline you can ask me. Okay.
Not so important. You can continue.
No, that's okay. But see, what I'm saying is offline you can have a discussion with me. You can ask me
Yeah, sure,
later
sure,
on.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So I've run a report to see how many patches are required or how many patches are installed. See, if you see the May 2017 patches, it says all of them are not required because these are the patches which are released in the month of May, monthly quality update rollups in the month of May and in the month of April, right? And our machines, if you see, are just Windows 7 machines installed with Service Pack 1, right? Even before they come up till May patches or April patches, there are so many other patches in the last few years, right? Service Pack 1 was released way back, right? So many years back. So after that, how many? There must be so many patches which are released, right? Unless and until you have those patches on your machine, that's when these new patches which are released in the month of May will be shown as required, and then they'll start downloading and installing on your machine, right? So in our case, so that's the reason, as you can see here, all of these patches are showing as not required. And if I look at any other old patches, let me just go back here, and looks like there was some issue on my reporting server. All systems. See, whereas if I see Windows Service Pack 1, okay, if I'm looking for Windows Service Pack 1, so it says Sccm has installed it on two machines, right? Currently it is not showing as required because it has already installed Windows Service Pack 1. And if you want to see further details about this particular package, see, it tells you update is installed on two computers. And if you go drill down, so these are those two machines where this Windows 7 Service Pack 1 is installed from SCCM. So it was installed on these two machines. If there was any issue or error, you would have got it here, the description. If for some reason Service Pack was not installed on these machines. Right, guys? Any questions in creating a software update group or deploying it to the end machines? Because now that I think with the whole process we have completed till the client machines get all those patches and service packs. So do you have any questions here? Amar or Manju?
So whatever you shown here, it is little clear. So not much question. I'll go through the videos and then ask you later.
Okay, Amar, is this part clear to you? Hey, Amar.
Yeah, Manohar, you're able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you now. Yeah.
Manohar, this part is clear. So the only thing is I just need to practice it on the system, then probably what kind of need to have some queries on
Sure. Sure. Okay, so now since we have this piece running successfully, let me tell you, let me just give you a small overview on the real-time process. So under all software updates, so I'm just showing you what you will be doing every month. Okay, so first thing what you'll do is, if this, I'm assuming a couple of patches has released in the month of April, and then I'll assume a couple of patches which are released in the month of May, and I'll show you how things flow, right? So let me assume that first of all I have a collection. So in your production environment, how you do the patch management, that's what I'm showing you. So I'll have a collection called all servers pilot, right? So these are pilot servers. So suppose I have a collection called pilot servers. Then I'll have one more server called production servers. Similarly, I'll have two collections for client machines. All clients.
So Manor, Linux and Unix servers patches also will be managed over here.
Yes, you can, but you know, we have, to be very honest with you, we have much more sophisticated tools to handle, you know, Linux machines other than Sccm. We use the Big Fix and other things. Typically through Sccm, people most of the time they use it for their Windows servers and Windows clients. But yes, the capability is still there. Yeah. So all service pilot, all service prod, and where are the other two collections? I've created all clients pilot. So to answer your question, Manju, it's the same place where we are doing this. Even this is where you will even take care of Linux servers, and it is the same process. Only thing is the kind of here we are talking about updates and all. There the configuration files and other things would change. Uh,
Okay.
okay. So now assume that you have four collections for pilot, production, servers, and clients, right? So what you'll do every month, the first thing, say suppose this is month of April, okay? And you have a bunch of patches here. So what you'll do, you'll first put an add criteria and say date released or revised, right? And on or after, and you'll give that particular 1 month, right? Says because you're in the month of May, right? You're in the month of May and you wanted to see all the patches that are downloaded in the month of that were released in the month of April. So, right? So you can select last 1 month or last 1 day. So that way you'll get assume that you have now a set of April month patches after your selection, right? So now I'll select those April patches. I create a software update group. I'll name it as um, clients.
I think machine moment is slowly appearing here. Some of the options, it's going to fast and escalating.
You want me to go a little bit slow?
Not, yeah,
No,
maybe you can go because,
I got it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
because video is getting faster, so they're not able to see some of the options. It is so
it.
fastly disappear.
Got it, Manju. So, okay. So what I'm trying to do here is when we say date released or revised, I can give patches which are released in the month of in the last 1 month or last 10 days, right? So based on that, the selection out of 692 items that I have here, I'll get only limited set of patches which are released in the month of April. Okay, now I'm assuming that some 4 or 5 patches which are released in the month of April, I've right clicked and said create software update group. So I'm going to name it as clients April 2017, right? So these are for all clients April 2017. Okay, and similarly,
So Manoj, are these patches only for the client machine? That is why we are creating by that name?
yes. So in my case, I know that these are only for client machines, but what you can do is if you have even server patches here, you can have one more criteria here, and you can have title. Okay, and in the title you can say that which contains, for example, Windows 7, right? So the moment I say which contains Windows 7, and okay, let me give 1 month, see, I'll get anything which has Windows 7 in its name and which was released in the last 1 month,
Okay.
right? Similarly, in your case, if it is a server operating, you are creating patches for servers, so which contains servers, but anyways it will give me no items here because I have not downloaded any server patches. We know that during the categories selection. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, this .NET framework patch, it is same for even Windows 7 and server. That's a common patch for servers. Otherwise, we haven't downloaded anything, but still, yeah. So this can be considered as a server patch, right? So you have one for SharePoint server, and then there are two .NET patches for server 2008 as well. So like this, when you select the title based on title for server, right? So now these are server patches. You can right click and you can create them saying that, okay, wait a minute. So I'm creating one more software update group. I'm saying servers April 2017, right? So software update groups I've created for in the month of April. I've created for all clients April 2017 and all servers April 2017, right? I've created two software update groups in the month of April, right? So what I'll do, assuming that I'm in the month of April, okay guys, so what I'll do in the month of April, I will target this particular all clients. I'll say deploy, and I will target them to these are client patches which are released in the month of April, and I am in the month of April now, right now. So what I'll do, I'll push them to the pilot machines, all clients pilot, right? Similarly, for servers also in the month of April, what I'll do, I'll create a deployment and I'll deploy it to the servers collection, servers pilot collection. I'm not going through each and every step of these because that was already discussed earlier. Okay, so this way all clients and all servers are pushed. Now when you are in the month of May, what you'll do, again under all software updates, right? Anyway, synchronization will happen. You'll get new patches here, right? When you get new patches here in the month of May, you'll select the again based on the date released and revised. You and based on your Windows 7 or Windows Server operating systems, you'll select the patches which are released in the month of May. Say suppose I've selected these are the patches. Let's assume that these are the patches which are released in the month of May. Now, when I create a software update group, I create all clients May 2017, right? And similarly, I will create for servers as well, all servers May 2017, right? So now I have May month patches with me. Where is it?
That's in
And the software update groups, right guys? Can you see this? Amar, are you able to see my screen? Is it still slow?
yeah. The refresh rate is
Sorry, Amar, I lost your voice.
quite slow.
Is it?
So yeah, but
Yeah,
but now I'm able to.
here your voice was also going drop in between. Your voice is very important to hear, so we are missing.
From my side, the network is good. I don't see, but if it is happening for both of you, then it must be my network. Let me see if there's something else is running in the background using my network bandwidth. Is it any better now, or is it the same?
It is good. It is good, Manor. It's only couple of times, no? It's like background if something is running, right? Some heavy process. So at that point of time, it just gets slowed up, and then again we get to see the continuous mode. But certain times it just gets blocked. That's it.
Okay, let's see for another 5-10 minutes. If that's happening, we can end the session and again start it back, restart the session. Okay. So what I was telling is, so now we have software update groups for all servers in the month of May, right? Now, how do you deploy this? So what you'll do is, wait a minute. I think, guys, I've little bit messed this up. Okay, wait a minute. Let me let me just delete this, the software update groups that I just created. And where's the other one? A small difference, a small change I wanted to make here. Just the naming, nothing else. The process is same, just the naming I want to make a small difference, a small change here. Okay, let me open a notepad. We're in the month of April, okay? We're in the month of April, and this is second Tuesday in April. Microsoft released patches for both servers and client machines, right? Now what I'm doing on second Thursday, that I'm giving it couple of days, right? I'm giving it couple of days. I see audio connection restored again. Guys, are you still facing the issue?
anything after a second Tuesday, bro?
Yeah, buddy. Let me close the session and restart because I'm seeing a lot of interest. I'm ending the session and I'm starting it back. Okay, just give me 2 minutes and you also close the session and rejoin Amar and Manju.
Okay.
Okay.